Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Mind. I'm Jeff Cornwall. Today my guest is going to be John Pisciotta. We're going to be talking about his business, MusicSynk, after these words from our sponsor.
Bandwidth for today's show is brought to you by SoftLayer.com. We love SoftLayer here at TalkApolis. They are the greatest hosting company ever. They make everything easy. Check out their website at SoftLayer.com. Thanks again for sponsoring the show.
Welcome back to the Entrepreneurial Mind. John Pisciotta, you and I have known each other since pretty close to when I came to town about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You reached out to me out of the blue, and you were working on this business idea.
Yeah. I was excited that Belmont was opening up a new entrepreneurial program.
Yeah. Now you've been one of those people who, as I've watched your business model develop, it's really gone through a lot of iterations and a lot of change.
Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about kind of where it started and kind of where it is now?
Yeah.
I mean, the fundamentals are still the same.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, happy to. So just kind of a quick backstory on what MusicSync is. In a sentence or two, MusicSync is a secure online platform that facilitates music synchronization licensing in film, television, and advertising markets. It serves two users, the top tier rights holders who own or control the copyrights, and the licensees who pay to use that music. So that's a quick definition of MusicSync. And we had been doing licensing for 13, 14 years previously.
Right.
We had a production company and a publishing company, won an American Music Award, Song and Video of the Year nomination. So we were very familiar with the licensing process. And it was something that was just completely broken at both ends, the rights holder end and the supervisor end.
in this particular area was broken, or
completely fractured.
Okay.
You had,
was it ever right, or was it just so new it never got right?
The model that was used for the last 80 to 100 years came out of the Tin Pan Alley era, okay, and it hasn't innovated since then. So as speed to market and production, as you know, we have ad campaigns that are going to air at 5 o'clock tonight.
Right.
So as that sped up, the licensing process of search, negotiation, has really ground to a halt. So what MusicSync does for rights holders is it allows them to control their catalog. They are in control at every step in the process. So MusicSync, if you think about it visually, is like a highway system. It connects two specific users, rights holders and supervisors, but it does it in a way that they're totally in control of that process. Mm-hmm. So as our users are top tier, kind of well-known copyrights like the Jimmy Van Heusen estate, who owns 500 Frank Sinatra copyrights. Ain't That a Kick in the Head, Come Fly With Me, Love and Marriage, that was the theme to Married with Children.
Right.
The Hank Williams estate, Vince Guaraldi, who's the Charlie Brown Christmas stuff. Those songs are valuable assets. So for them, because we take a top-down approach, our users want to be in control of that process. So the MusicSync platform allows them to be in control of their catalog, set the parameters how they choose, and have a suite of tools that allows them to go from a passive workflow to a completely proactive in control workflow.
So tell me concretely how it works. Let's say I own a catalog,
sure,
and I've got some great old songs, and,
mm-hmm,
and my goal is to get them in commercials, on television, and so forth. So what do I do?
Yeah. So currently it's good luck, find my stuff.
Right.
And I'm not going to help you,
and
which we think is crazy.
And hopefully they pay me for using my stuff.
Yeah,
right.
These are people that are paying you to use your content.
Right.
So the MusicSync platform allows you to upload your content into your audio vault, which is one of the modules in MusicSync. Allows you to set the parameters around your assets. So one of our philosophies,
I don't want it on.
That's right.
This kind of commercial.
You can
I don't
opt
want this,
out.
Yep,
you can opt out of uses. You can set your price floor. One of our philosophies is that the idea of catalog segmentation. So what that means is that catalogs have A hits, they have some B stuff, and they have some C stuff.
Right.
So monetizing those copyrights are different in each bucket. So MusicSync allows you to kind of set those parameters, maybe take some chances on the C bucket, and then your A bucket, you kind of set the parameters a little tighter.
Okay.
So,
and it's an easy site for me.
Yeah.
I'm an old guy, and so
it's
how do I find out about you though?
Yeah.
How do you reach out to people like me?
We're currently in invitation beta, so we have about 200 users that are on a waiting list to get in. So we're adding rights.
That really sucks to have that many customers waiting.
Yeah, we're
that's
drinking
awful.
from the fire hose.
I know.
So we've got on the supervisor side, we have Showtime, the BBC, NBC, a lot of independent supervisors and advertisers. So we've been inviting kind of a core group of users, marquee users, we kind of describe them as. These are well-known classic songs that are generating income and have been generating income for 50 years.
So how did all these 200 people find out about you?
It's a good question. I mean, we've been really heads down in building product and adding new users. So we really haven't been promoting as much. We've just been building product and, sharing with key users. There's part of our platform that allows you to invite users you've worked with in the past.
Okay.
So there's a viral loop, if you will, to where if Bill Cuomo, who wrote Oh Sherry for Steve Perry, he's able to invite writers he's worked with. So it kind of self-selects. So Bill Cuomo became a user, and then Beebe Birtles from the Little River Band,
Right.
and then Beebe invited some of his friends and his friends. So there's a horizontal invitation process that happens, and there's also a vertical invitation process to where Bill Cuomo is able to invite supervisors he's worked with over the years, because the relationship management part of it is super important to both our users.
So if I had the catalog, would I
Yeah.
pay you a fee to participate? Do I pay you a percentage of what I get?
Yeah,
How does it work?
Currently, there's a service fee that is attached to each licensed amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We thought about the subscription model, but what you get into with subscription models is you have people that want to pay just to use it. That really, if we segment our users, they're kind of aspirational users who maybe don't know what they don't know, and it's probably not a good fit because our users are licensing professionals. So, kind of at the top end, one publisher gets 100 inbound sync requests a day, and moving down to the lower end, it's somebody who may do 4 or 5 a year. So it's anywhere within that range. If you're not doing this already, we're compiling a waiting list. We're kind of opening that up incrementally.
So when you and I had our conversations earlier,
Yeah.
Each time you came back, I saw significant changes. I saw more clarity in what you were doing.
Thanks.
How did you get there? I mean, that's
Because
you were. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm a big believer in wise counsel,
Right.
and the feedback you gave us 3 years ago, 4 years ago, the Entrepreneurial Center, Michael Burcham, huge believer in building a team that makes everything stronger. And so we're not, talent will only get you so far, but when you have a rich team, not only operationally but surrounding it, advisor on an advisor level, and then on a board of directors level, man, it accelerates the whole thing.
Well, so often, and I even as an entrepreneur found myself at times feeling like I had to defend what I was doing the way I was doing it. And I never heard that from you. You were always wanting critiques. You were wanting to see what was not making sense and not right. And
I'm a big believer in friendly fire.
Yeah.
You get smart people that can shoot some holes and offer some input. Have you thought about this? What about this? This looks like a blind spot. As entrepreneurs, we're usually very good at one or two things. Very rarely do we have like the whole dashboard of abilities, whether it's kind of CFO, accounting abilities, operational abilities, process abilities, or visionary ideation abilities. So, you know, what we do in our companies is really put teams together that really, we talk about altitude a lot, and that it really just raises the altitude of what you're doing.
Well,
So-
you have taught, I hope, a lot of people a good lesson today about how important it is to
Oh, man.
be humble and listen. So thank you, John. I appreciate
Yeah, absolutely.
you coming in. Good
Absolutely.
to see you again.
Great to see you too.
All right, take care.
Mhm.